Hey, it is so easy to buy an automobile. You have Kelley Blue Book, you can Google information. It's very simple. What do you do when you buy a new or a used golf cart? Well, today, I'm going to be your buyer's guide, and we're going to go over the process of buying a new or a used golf cart. Welcome back. I'm Jason Weir from the LUXE showroom here in Palm Desert, California. As I touched upon before, it's really easy when you're out there looking for an automobile. Kelley Blue Book, Google, there's just a lot of information out there. But when buying a golf cart, it's really hard to find any information about purchasing a used golf cart, or for that matter, really buying a new cart. But today, I'm going to be your buyer's guide, and we're going to go over some things you should look for when buying that electric golf cart. So I'm going to make it really simple for you today. I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm going to interview you. Based on those answers, then you need to take those answers and do your homework, okay? So number one would be, what are you using the golf cart for? Are you using it for golf? Hey, a lot of people come into LUXE and they don't play golf. They just want something to cruise around in, okay? Where are you going to use that golf cart if you're not playing it for golf or using it for golf? Are you using it to go down to the mailbox? Are you using it to go get lunch? Is it more of a transportation cart for you? And if it is, then you need to find out, hey, can I drive that golf cart on the roadways in my neighborhood? You need to call the city. That's your first step. Don't call the DMV, call the city. If the city says, look, you need to go to the DMV, then you're looking at the wrong vehicle. You shouldn't be looking for a golf cart. You should be looking for an LSV, a low-speed vehicle, which is licensable through the DMV. And you can actually get a license plate and tags and drive it on public roadways. So the other question I always ask people is it going to be a 2-passenger, a 4-passenger, 6-passenger? Sometimes I get people coming in asking for an 8-passenger, okay? And those are very important questions. And it depends if it's going to be a shuttle, if it's going to be used on public roadways, private roadways. Those are all really, really good questions to ask yourself is, where am I going to use this golf cart and how many people are going to be on that golf cart? Another question I'm going to hit you with is, if you're going to buy a 4-passenger, how often are you going to use that 4-passenger? And are you going to use it maybe 3 or 4 times a year? Well, if the answer is yes, maybe a 4-passenger isn't the best way to go. They're more expensive and they take up more room. So those are things to think about. 6 passengers, obviously, if you're looking for a 6-passenger, this is more for shuttle purposes. And there is 6 and 8 passengers out there. Now, those 6 and 8 passengers are not allowed on golf courses, period. Okay, only 2 and 4 passengers are allowed on golf courses. Another thing to think about is, how are you going to use the cart? Maybe husband and wife come in and they're just going to purchase one cart. You got to think about this. Usually, maybe sometimes the man tees off at 8 o'clock and she wants to play with her girlfriends at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So you're talking about 36 holes of golf in one day. So when you're purchasing that used cart, make sure that you have somewhat of new batteries. When I mean somewhat, that means maybe a year, maximum 2 years. Because once you approach 3 and 4 years, you're probably not going to get in 36 holes. Also, lithium batteries. If you have lithium batteries, you can pretty much play as much golf as you possibly can in one day on a full charge without even coming close to losing that charge. So some other questions to ask yourself. One item that shouldn't be on your list is, what year is the golf cart? If people come in and say, boy, that cart's 10 years old, that's too old. Well, there's a history behind these golf carts. And typically, I have an understanding of the history when I have used carts come on the floor. They're coming from a previous client that's buying a newer cart or upgrading or getting something different, okay? So maybe that 10-year-old cart doesn't have as much use as a 3-year-old cart. And there's a lot of reasons why. Here in the Coachella Valley, people only live here 5 to 6 months. Therefore, they only play golf 5 to 6 months. Unlike other parts, like Florida, they might use that car 12 months out of the year. And there might be 2 rounds of golf on that cart. Maybe the wife plays in the morning, the husband plays in the evening. So each cart that you're looking at has its own unique story. And I urge you to ask the salesman or whoever you're working with, tell me a little bit of history about this golf cart. Where did it come from? What golf course? How often did they use it? So remember that, the year does not matter. And the last thing I want to point out, and we've covered this previously, is ask the salesman, is this golf cart still in production? Is this company still in business? Very important. And also, where's the dealer? Is it locally? Is it out of state? Because if you have a part that breaks, maybe you can go down the street and pick it up at the local dealer. Maybe you can't. So very important. Find out if that golf cart manufacturer is still in business. If it is, then ask the question, can I get parts locally? If it isn't in production, I'd stay away from it. So we covered some really good information today, and I want to tell you that, pick up the phone and call me and talk to me about your experience or what you're thinking about buying. And even if you're out of state, even if you're not going to buy a cart here locally here at LUXE Electric Car. My name's Jason Weir. Thanks for joining me today. My information's below. Have a good one.